Two people there sitting in a cafe on their mobile phones, not talking. Oh, technology, you've ruined our lives. Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to the Count With channel. How you doing, guys? Whoa, come on, son. Jesus, I mean, what lane do you want to be in? It's the second time in so many days that somebody's done that to me. I mean, admittedly, that wasn't as bad as the other day when somebody literally came into my lane whilst indicating, so they were indicating left. I'm in the middle lane, they're in the left lane, they're still indicating left. They came into my lane, like halfway into my lane, still indicating left, and then went back into their lane. Brilliant. Anyway, morning, guys. Hope everybody's good. So welcome back to the Advanced Motorcyclist certificate playlist. If you watched my last video, which hopefully you did, you'll know that I am training with the IAM, Institute of Advanced Motorists, to become an advanced motorcyclist. In my last video I said that I was going to basically film my observed rides and kind of take you guys through the whole process. So firstly, I just want to apologise. I've been out on my second observed ride and I tried to film it, but there was two issues. One, it was raining and so the footage was cack. But two, I've actually realised that trying to film an observed ride is quite tough because I'm thinking about so many things, and then we're stopping, and my observer's telling me, maybe you want to think about this, maybe you want to do that, and then I'm thinking about that and I'm trying to do that, and so I've realised that actually it's not going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do post-observed rides. That's what we're doing today. I'm basically going to do, after the observed ride, I'm going to come out like I am today. I'm going to tell you what I did, what I learned, and how to put it into practice, and hopefully that will get you guys an idea of how the whole thing works. So today, touched on positioning a bit in my last video, and I've learned a bit more about positioning now. I've also learned about the safety bubble. First of all, I'm going to talk about positioning because this is a good road to kind of talk about it on. So there's 5 positions on the road when you're in your lane that you need to consider. Okay, so 1 to 5. Where I am now, which is pretty much, if you think about it, I'm where the car wheels would be of a driver's side. The driver's side wheels would be. I'm kind of in there. That's position 2. Okay. Position 1 is right in the middle of the lane, right in the middle of the road. So position 1 is here, and you're probably going to be, you'll be thinking, well, I use position 1 when I'm filtering or when I'm turning right. But apart from that, probably can't think of many uses for position 1. So most of your time you're going to be here in position 2, in line with the driver's side wheels of the cars. Now there's 2 reasons for that. Reason 1 is it gives you a really good line of sight, so you should be seeing, you can see right down the road, yeah, so you can see all the way down the road what's going on. Reason 2 is, if you think about it, all the crap that's on the road will get pushed out by a car's wheels. So where's that crap going to go? Well, it's going to go in the middle of the road, or it's going to go along it's going to go in the middle of your lane or the middle of the road. And so we try and stay out of those areas as much as we can. So that's position 2, kind of your default position, but I can hear my observer saying to me, it depends. It really does depend. We'll get into it depends soon, okay, because that's when we'll start talking about the safety bubble. But for now, this is your default position, really. It's not set in stone. Don't say, don't take it that you've got to always be here, but ideally this is where you want to be if you're just going down a road and everything's normal and it's just a straight road. So position 3, which is where I am now, middle of the road. Like I said, don't really want to be here because of all the crap that can build up in the middle of the road. However, it's a good, there's 2 reasons why I can think that you'd want to be here. One is, in the rain, when it's chucking it down, this part of the road tends to be quite dry, and that's because of the engines of the cars and the trucks going over it keep it relatively dry. So it could be quite safe from that perspective. The other reason is, if you're in position 2 and there's a big fucking lorry coming down the road, you probably don't want to stay in position 2. You want to get a little bit out of its way and you want to move into position 3, middle of the road. Okay? So that's position 3. Now position 4, I will show you in a second because the bend is coming up. Position 4 is over here, in the other part of the wheels, the passenger side part of the wheels of the car. And actually position 4 is very good for what I'm doing now. Going round right hand bends, where you want to be able to see the bend, yeah? You want to be able to see as much as out of the bend as you possibly can. That allows you to keep your speed because you can see that the bend is opening up, and that means if it's opening up you can put a bit more power on. If it's closing down, then you can lean in a bit more. Try not to take the power off, but lean in a bit more. So that's position 3, which again is over here. And then position 4, which is kind of in the gutter. Don't really want to be in the gutter ever, if possible. But you might be on a really nice bend where there's a really, you know, where you want to get right over and you get the opportunity to do that. You can. You know, that's one of the reasons why you might use that. But I can't see you using position 5, which is like right in the gutter, like I said, that often. So that's positioning. Do you remember I said those lovely words that my observer says to me all the time about everything? It depends. So your positioning here depends, and it depends on a number of things. So if I'm going around the right hand bend, then I don't want to be in the full position. I want to be in position 4 over there so that I can see around the bend. If there's an obstacle, like a big truck coming down the road, don't particularly want to sit here, I might want to move into position 3, get out of his way, yeah? So it depends. It really does depend on the scenario and the situation to what position you should be in. And the way to help you with that is to think about your safety bubble, which is the second thing that I wanted to talk about. What you need to imagine, and for the geeks out there, which is me, basically, I like to imagine it as being a shield rather than a bubble, but let's stick with the bubble concept. But if you imagine that around the motorbike there's a big bubble, and you don't want to burst that bubble, okay? So in order to not burst that bubble, everything around you, all the dangers around you, you need to make sure that they don't enter your bubble, yeah? And so that's why it depends, because like I said, if I'm coming down this road and there's a big truck coming towards me, he's going to infringe on my bubble. So I'm going to want to move into position 3 to get out of his way and to not allow him into my safety bubble, because that's, you know, your safety bubble allows you to make decisions quickly, you know. So I'm coming down here now, my safety bubble's good. I'm away, I'm in position 2, so I'm away from the gutter, I'm away from that, so anybody that runs out on the road, I've got time to deal with it. But also, I'm not in the middle lane of, you know, I'm not right in the middle of the road, so if anything happens, you know, anything comes out of a turn, say this turn coming up here, if anybody came out and turned right into my way, I can move over. I've got room to get out of the way, and I can think ahead and do that. So that's what the safety bubble's about. You know, again, you know, this van here, if I was here, then I'd want to move over to here to keep him out my safety bubble. Yeah, that's the whole point of the safety bubble. And I think really you need to keep that in your head at all times, guys, is, you know, all obstacles coming around, everything that's coming around, you know, this guy's turning right, so I might move into 3, he's going to come out, so I move into 3 to get out of the way of that. It's all about protecting your safety bubble. So you have to think about all of the obstacles, all of the dangers around you, and think, where's the best position, where's the safest position for me to keep my safety bubble intact? And that will help you with your positioning. So anyway, guys, ride safe, and I will see you in the next Observer Ride, post-Observer Ride video. Have a good one. Take it easy. Another good place for position 1. Overtaking.